North Bend's got a lot of players.
Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and outstanding sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I'm Andrew Webb with DeAndre Taylor and Sonny Wilkins, coming to you live from Ashland High School in Ashland, Oregon. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to the Lithia Superstore pregame show powered by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon and featuring the North Bend Bulldogs and the Ashland Grizzlies. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Ashland Football Club and our sponsor business partners. Joe Brett is the executive producer for this event. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support, and please help Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and thank you if you already have. We'll be right back. We're just going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be back with kickoff here shortly.
I ride the bus because it helps me get places on my own terms. Another day, another ride. And it's all thanks to Sophie. Everybody say hello to Sophie.
We ride the bus to get to school. We used to carpool from Medford, but this way, we don't have to worry about gas or parking.
Another day, another opportunity for David to be a public menace. Hey. Whoa!
My name is Mason Mahaffey. I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families that we are helping save money.
Jeep Adventure Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new 23 Jeep Gladiator and Cherokee 4x4 models, or test drive a new 23 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz!
Diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bro digging.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net, powered by US Cellular at Siskiyou. We're at the coin toss now between these two teams, North Bend and Ashland. Ashland will receive. Always have to watch out. They've got Jacob Ortega and Gavin White. And going into this game, DeAndre, what are you looking out for? What does Ashland need to do to get this home win on senior night?
You know, just continue to remain explosive as they have been on the offensive end. You know, start out this game fast and strong, because usually that leads into a very good game for their offense if they get clicking early. If they take a little bit more time against this North Bend defense, then I could see a really battle. But also a win in the trenches is what we've seen all too familiarly in the Ashland wins this season. So they've dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball in their wins. So I'm looking forward to see if they can do that against this North Bend Bulldog team.
Right, I'm thinking if they control time of possession, if they're able to move the ball, like you said, I think those could be the keys to get them to victory. And we do have Jacob Ortega back deep to receive. And it looks like that's the only returner we've got back deep. So he's a threat back there.
Oh, now Katie Negra is moving back.
And Negra is back there, yep. And set to kick it off is North Bend. And here we go. So they've got it teed up. And here's the kick. It's off to the right. Looks like Caden Gardner is going to get it. He dashes back right. He's got daylight. He's at the 30, the 40. He's in midfield. And there he goes. He cuts back. Now he's to the 40 of North Bend and down to the 30. There is a penalty flag. This might be coming back. But what a way to start. He hit a hole on a cutback, and he found himself in North Bend territory, but it's going to get called back for holding. So we were talking about Ortega. It was Gardner the one with the big return right there, but
we called his name a lot last week as well for a few explosive plays on both sides of the ball, actually. So I'm not shocked that one of their playmakers once again comes up with the ball and makes another explosive play.
Right, you are. Caden Gardner's had a very good year on both sides of the ball. He's one of the seniors on the senior night. What a senior class it has with the Linners and Trader and Mockhort, just to name a few. Gavin White.
Which is great to see him back in the backfield. We saw him for about a play or two last week due to a left ankle injury. I'm so glad to see him back on the field.
As Gavin White gets it on a toss right, and he's got daylight. He's trying to get to the edge, and he does.
That ankle looks perfectly fine. That ankle looks perfectly fine.
It does. He doesn't have a brace on it, nothing like that. He hit full speed ahead, and he gets the first down. First play of the game for Ashland. They're moving the sticks. So we are just underway here. 11:40 left in this first quarter. Ashland moving the ball. We talked about earlier how that's going to be one of the keys. They've got to move the ball if they want to come home, win this game for homecoming. Gavin White gets it on the left. He's trying to get to the edge. Not able to do so this time as North Bend stops him. That was number 13, Aiden Nelson, a senior from North Bend with the nice play right there. So second and 9. Got a yard there. One of the things they'll need to do is avoid these type of situations. As White gets it up the middle, he's going to get met, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. So this is what I was saying. It got to avoid the second and longs, the third and longs. The harder third down is, the harder it is to get first downs and to ultimately score and move the ball.
Yeah, and, North Bend, they have a bigger interior with that big number 62 Jake Perry right there in the middle of that defense, along with Robert Chaplin. It's a large interior core for North Bend. So I would like to see those tall receivers get the ball a little bit more here in this game and show off their athleticism. But
Harrower rolls right. He finds his receiver right there. That was Gardner. That's going to be close to a first down. They're going to give it to him. They're going to move the sticks, and that's a first down. So a big, huge third and long right there. 3rd and 9, and JoJo rolls right and finds his senior right there for the first down. So we're approaching 10 minutes left in this first quarter. Ashland trying to get across midfield, get into North Bend territory. JoJo gets a snap, immediately throws left. That's Gardner. Gardner's got the ball, and he's on that far sideline. He gets down to the 40, so another first down for Caden Gardner.
Yeah, Andrew, what's special about this Ashland team are their edge players. All of their receivers, people out wide, they block. Outside of getting the big plays that they have all season downfield to make those outstanding catches and things like that, they have caused a lot of big short yardage passes or screen passes or run plays to go very, very far due to their blocking, as we saw on that play.
Ashland in the shotgun. JoJo gets a snap, rolls right, finds Negra. Negra gets met as the defender's trying to rip the ball from him. That's a good effort right there by Cole Hansen to have the tackle, and he was trying to strip the ball. I thought for a second that he was going to be successful with that. Fortunately for the Grizzlies, he was not able to do that as Negra did a good job of holding the ball. And that'll bring up a 2nd and long, 2nd and 14. We're at the 9-minute mark. A little bit of confusion on this near sideline. Ashland gets it sorted out. Toss sweep left to Gavin White. Gavin White cuts back. And he gets a couple yards there. Looks like might be another hold. There's a penalty flag on the far sideline. We'll see what this is. Wouldn't be surprised if this is holding. Looks like a legal formation, I believe, is what that's going to be. And that'll back Ashland up a little bit.
Nearly a 15-yard penalty for what I think was an unsportsmanlike conduct.
I couldn't quite make out what was called right there. The band was playing really loud when the PA announcer was saying it, so I do apologize. But nonetheless, it backed Ashland up quite a bit, and now it's a 2nd and long. JoJo drops back, avoids some pressure. He's got some daylight. He's going up on the far side. He's got the edge, and he's got the first down. JoJo Harrower. We never really see him take off and scramble, but he is quite the athlete, and he just showed us right there that was on full display.
Yeah, once again, all over the field, Ashland have outstanding athletes, and at quarterback they have probably one of their better athletes. As we saw on that run, he looks like he's gliding as he's taken down the field with a nice, in front of the line of scrimmage pump fake for no reason, but it got the defender, and he made a play with his legs. Ashland in those second and long, third and long situations have been able to pick up the first down all season long.
First 10, Ortega goes in motion. Here he comes. He's going to pass. He's got Negra open. Touchdown, Ashland. What a play by the Grizzlies. Ortega found Negra in the end zone. 4-6.
We have hardly seen creative play calls out of this explosive Ashland offense due to their quarterback with the big arm. We have yet to see that too much out of them this season, but boom, first drive of the game. Coach Lenners pulls it out of his hat.
And this is a tough North Bend team. They come into this game with a 7-1 record. Ashland comes in with a 4-3 record. They've had similar opponents. North Bend beat Marshfield. Ashland lost to Marshfield. And then they both lost to Mazama. So some mutual opponents. We're at the 8-minute mark as Harrower's about to attempt the extra point. Here it comes. And he nails it. Gets it perfectly. So an impressive first drive by Ashland, and I feel they really needed that to set the tone for tonight's game. We just want to take the time to say Table Rock Sports welcomes Solar Pros and owner Mason Mahaffey to our sponsorship team. Solar Pros can save you thousands on your home solar panels installation. Check out their Facebook page to learn more. Search Facebook. Solar Pros PNW. And before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. When you stop to get your Dutch love, please tell them thanks for sponsoring these live athletic streams on Table Rock Sports. So an impressive first drive for Ashland, capped off by a touchdown pass from Jacob Ortega as he found Negra for 6, and Ashland finds himself up by 7 points. So here we go. Ashland's going to kick it off for the first time tonight. It'll be JoJo with the kick. It's a squib kick. Wasn't quite picked up by the first North Bend player, but it's picked up by the other one, and he's met by a swarm of Grizzlies right there. And North Bend will take over at their own 29-yard line. That was Michael Sermino on the return. And out comes North Bend. We're about to see them for the first time. Like we said, they have an impressive record coming into this game. So we'll see what they can do in this first drive. They're in the pistol formation.
Cole Hansen, that quarterback.
And they're going to hand it off on a dive. And it gets stopped by Ashland. That was Talon Hernandez with the nice tackle there. Sean Wilder was the ball carrier. We're inside of 7.5 minutes. Here's a snap. It's a screen. And North Bend's got some room there. Ball comes out. He was down. That was Daniel Jorge on the reception, a senior from North Bend. So North Bend facing a third down here, 3rd down and 4. So we'll see what this Ashland defense can do on this important 3rd down play early on in this game. And it'll be a dive from the quarterback. I think he got the first down, so that'll move the sticks for North Bend. That was a draw, rather, by the quarterback. a dive. And we're under 7 minutes here in this first quarter, and North Bend's got their first down of the game. Back they are in the shotgun formation. It's handed off this time. And North Bend running back has daylight. And he's at the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown North Bend. Sean Wilder.
Looks like we have ourselves a game on our hands. Both teams coming out very explosive on the offensive end. Just a simple right up the A-gap dive play right there by North Bend. Executed, perfectly by their offensive line. Opened up the gap for the running back to slide right through.
He was gone. Like you said, he got some good blocks from that offensive line, and there was no catching him. He was long gone. He went untouched. So the scoreboard shows that it's 7-6. If I'm not mistaken, Ashland got that extra point earlier, so it should be. And we'll take a commercial. We'll be right back after this message.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey, Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
And we welcome you back to the Siskiyou Cellular Game of the Week. And Ashland gets a good return. They'll take over on their own 42-yard line. So here's JoJo. He's going to fake it to Gavin White. He's rolling right, trying to find Negra. And he throws a deep, big collision. Negra wants a pass interference. He's not going to get it. Pass was broken up by Aiden Nelson, who came in and got the big hit.
It's perfectly played there by the safety, Aiden Nelson. Joe Herrera needs to be careful throwing the ball over top like that with those lurking safeties. Last week we saw safeties playing a little bit closer up to the line, and this week, you know, he's seeing a different look and having safeties playing in a deeper position. And also those cornerbacks are playing off of the receivers, not playing press.
As Gavin White gets it, he's going along the left side. He's got some room. He's got a full head of steam. He's easily got the first down. He's down inside the North Bend 38-yard line. And Harrower fakes it to White. He's going to throw it over the top. He's got his man. That's Caden Gardner, who's down inside the 12-yard line.
We've seen those tight ends for Ashland play in that Gronk spot all season long. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field and trust your quarterback to put the ball in the correct spot, as he do so often.
So Ashland finds themselves in the red zone for the first time tonight. As we're at the 5-minute mark. So here's a handoff to White. He doesn't get much. Looks like a gain of nothing on the play.
Andrew, this game could be great for both teams on the offensive end. I really believe this game will come down to whoever can get the most stops on the defensive end, push the other team to a 3-and-out situation, 3rd and longs, or really with both teams we've seen so far in this game, 3rd and long does not matter whatsoever, so your best bet is to get a 3-and-out.
He's got
What? Oh!
He had Saturin in the end zone. Just couldn't quite hang on. It was a very difficult catch to make, but he almost hauled that in.
What a touch on the ball by Joe to put the ball in the spot of the back of the end zone where only his receiver could get it. He put it right over the safeties, linebackers, and the DB's head. That was perfect placement of the ball. Excellent job right there by Joe Herrera, and an amazing effort by Marcelo.
JoJo in a shotgun. It's 3rd and 11, so 3rd and long here. We're inside of 4.5. Leonard's in motion. He fakes to him, throws it to Saturin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Grizzlies.
Once again, Joe is extremely accurate on situations like that. When he has those tight ends just flashing right into the middle of the field across his face, he delivers at such a high clip on that play call for the Ashland Grizzlies. He's done it all season, and he does it again.
And I stand corrected earlier. I thought Ashland had made the first extra point of the night. They did not, so now they're going to try for the 2-point conversion, and they hand it off to White, and he gets nothing. So Ashland unsuccessful on the point after, and it's 12-7. Ashland. But this game has had a lot of fireworks early on. These offenses are having no problem moving the ball.
Yeah, and I wonder with those 2 misconversions right there after big touchdowns for the Grizz, come back and bite them later in this game.
They very well could play a factor in this game. Anytime you're leaving points off the board, that's never a good thing, especially if you find yourself in a close ball game. Because if you lose by 1 or 2 points, you're going to be thinking, well, what would have happened if we would have got those extra point attempts earlier in the game? Then it would be a different situation. So hopefully for the Grizzly faithful, that won't come into play, but that is something to watch out for the rest of the game. And I'd almost imagine Ashland might keep trying to go for it, try to even it out some to make up for the lost points that they haven't gotten.
And once again, they move the ball really well on those stretch plays all season long, and getting the Gavin White out to the edge, also with Jacob Ortega allowing their playmakers to get to the edge as the ball goes out of bounds.
So not a good start for Ashland, but a wonderful start if you're North Bend. They're going to take over on a penalty for kicking it out of bounds. And so we'll see North Bend take over. They had a long run that resulted in a touchdown on their last possession. It was Sean Wilder who had that long run.
It really makes you wonder if the Bulldogs are looking to attack that ground game a little bit more, as we've seen Ashland defend the pass really well all season, but have struggled slightly against the run.
So back comes North Bend. They're in the shotgun this time. 4 receivers, one's in motion. He's going to get it on a sweep, but Ashland reads it. And my gracious, what a hit that was. What a great play by Talon Hernandez.
He read that perfectly and contained the edge. He did not rush to see where the ball was going. He let his eyes tell him and not rush and think too much. He just went out of instinct, and it was perfection played there.
That was one of the best tackles I've seen this year. North Bend tries to run it. Nothing doing. 3rd and long for North Bend.
As I said before this drive started, North Bend should look to get the ball a little bit more on the ground to start this game after having such success on the ground in the first drive of the game for them.
So 3rd and long here. North Bend fakes a sweep. Oh, they've got a man wide open. And he's at the 30, the 20, and will be horse collared down at the 13-yard line. And guess who? That was Wilder again. That's the man who scored on their first possession. He gets a big play here.
That kid has some speed on him. Ashland is struggling to catch up with him in the open field. But Jacob Ortega there saving the touchdown but gaining a penalty.
That may be one of the better running backs we've seen all year. I remember calling the Henley game. They have a tremendous running back over in Henley. But this North Bend, this kid is pretty talented. And so after the penalty, it'll be 1st and goal for North Bend. And here's a snap. It's a handoff. And they're stopped. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal. So a huge possession right here. If you're Ashland, they're definitely trying to stop this North Bend as they hurry up to the line. It's a quarterback sneak. He might have gotten in. He did. 6 points for North Bend. Quarterback sneak. And North Bend takes the lead.
No, Andrew, this is where it could come back and bite Ashland right here. Already in this game, just 1 touchdown, and North Bend takes back the lead.
Right you are. So both teams have 2 touchdowns, but the difference is North Bend has 2 point-after attempts, and they have the lead right now at 14-12. What Ashland needs to do right now is try to figure out a way to stop this running back. This time it was a catch. They caught him on a slant, and he took it down into the red zone. The first time he was just handed the ball off. So they need to contain this guy so that he isn't going to be running wild all night.
As we've seen in the first 2 drives, though, North Bend can move him around at any position they want. He can play wide out, he can play the slot, and he's their running back. So really it's about containment and discipline on the Ashland end, being able to hold containment on that offensive line and being able to not just blitz in or rush too fast. As we saw in the first couple of plays during that drive, they got him down to a third down, and then boom, a big play happens.
We just want to remind you tonight's game is brought to you by Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill in Grants Pass, Elmer's Restaurant of Medford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events. So after the touchdown and North Bend taking the 2-point lead, North Bend will kick the ball off.
Ashland set up in a different kickoff return formation, having majority of their players playing on the outside of the hash marks, leaving the middle wide open.
And there's a squib kick.
And a flag, most likely a false start on the kicking team.
That may be a good thing for Ashland. North Bend was really trying to go after that ball. It almost looked like it was somewhat of a onside kick.
Yeah, once again, with the middle of the field wide open as it is right now, it'll be a little easier for North Bend players to be able to get through that front line if they place it correctly and pick up the return. So, but also Ashland should realize that, hey, if you throw up a fair catch and North Bend catches the ball, then the ball is dead right on the spot and it's your ball.
So here we go. We'll redo the kickoff. Clayton Morton, the senior for North Bend, is ready, and he has another squib kick. This time it's fielded by Ortega. Ortega looking for some daylight. He's got it. He's across midfield, and he gets all the way down to the North Bend 43-yard line, so that's where the Grizzlies will take over.
Electrifying plays made by so many different players on this Ashland offense and return team all season long. Right there we get a taste of Jacob Ortega in the return game. Earlier to start this game, it was Caden Gardner returning it very far on the first play. Yes, it was called back due to penalty, but I think it's a mistake for teams to continue to kick it to these players on Ashland all season. They've only proved themselves to make big returns.
As White gets the handoff here, he starts up on a dive, but he bounces back left, and he gets the first down on the far sideline. So good first play for this drive. And right you are, DeAndre. This team, we've said it all year, they've got some athletes, and there's more than just one or two. I mean, this team's just loaded with guys that are dangerous when they get the ball. So we had a stoppage there, but we're back up. So 14-12, we're almost to the 2-minute mark of this first quarter. Gavin White gets the ball going right. He's looking for daylight, fakes a cut, and goes upfield. He gets to about the 25-yard line. So a nice run there on first down, gets about 7 yards, and that'll bring up a second and about 3. So it's very important here for Ashland to just keep doing what they're doing, keep moving the ball, keep getting points on the board. Be very important for them to keep this drive alive. As JoJo drops back, he pump fakes, and now he's going right. Looked like for a second he had Gardner, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and also he should have utilized his reads, and if he would have just panned all the way back left, he would have saw Crosby Leonard's one-on-one wide open, actually. You know, he had a perfect back shoulder throw to the side or to the back pylon to Crosby right there on that play. Overshot his guy. A rarity, honestly, to see him do that. But
so
we have a penalty call as well.
So there was a hold from Ashland. I'll back him up. We'll bring up a second and long here as they'll replay the down. So inside of 90 seconds left this first quarter. Ashland trying to get some more points on the board. They're down 2. JoJo rolls left. He's got Lenners, but instead he goes right. He's got Negra as well. But it falls incomplete.
Excellent safety play again by Cole Hansen. Coming across the field and being able to just lock things up over top. So far, outside of the trick play, we have yet to see any really deep over-the-top balls from Joe Harrower.
This brings up a 3rd and 13. 3 receivers on the left side for Ashland. JoJo drops back. He's looking left. He pumps left. Now he's rolling left. Doesn't like what he sees. Comes back right. He's got Negra.
What a play, but we also have a flag down in the holding spot, so it could be a holding here.
It's a holding. And Harrower clearly doesn't like it. It's a hold on Ashland. They'll replay it down. It'll be 3rd and 23 after what would have been a huge first down for the Grizzlies.
But once again, what an amazing play by the junior quarterback right there, making something out of nothing.
He was definitely scanning the field. I mean, I saw him. He was looking left. He pumped. He rolled. Then he looks back right. Good job by Negra to get open. That's an experienced receiver for you to know to get open when it plays.
At that point, you know, it's just broken.
Yeah, so it's broken. And there's a screen pass here. Gavin White, he gets pulled down from behind. Fans want a horse collar, but it wasn't quite a horse collar. He had him by the number 20 on his back, as opposed to having him by his neck, which is what a horse collar is. So they don't like it, but it was the right call.
Yeah, you can see the coaches and the players complaining because just earlier in this game, Jacob Ortega just got called on North Bend's last drive for a very similar tackle.
It was a similar tackle, and right you are. They saw that, so it was fresh in their minds, and they thought they had seen it again. But the refs make the right call here, and it brings up a 4th and long in a punting situation, and looks like Ashland's going to burn their first time out. So they're just going to kind of regroup from all that. That was, if you're the Grizzlies, that was somewhat of a frustrating drive. You're executing, just kept getting penalties, and it killed the drive. And we want to tell you that the sports action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler, and our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon. New stores are open in Roseburg and Klamath Falls, now with 9 locations to serve you. So it's the start of the second quarter. And Ashland, so the teams will switch sides here. And Ashland's in the red with the white helmets, North Bend in the white with the brown pants and brown helmets. Ashland will punt it. Jacob Ortega, you almost have to, even it's a 4th and 18, you kind of have to watch out for a fake with Ortega back there, because he is dangerous with the ball. So he gets a snap here. It's a bad snap, but he takes care of it and delivers a beautiful punt that gets inside the 20. They're going to mark it out at the 20. So that's where North Bend's going to take over. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from Pinnacle 365. Use your peak rewards to save on gas and snacks on your next road trip with the team. The home of crispy, crunchy chicken, Pinnacle 365. So a fresh 12 on the clock as we start the second quarter. And North Bend's got the ball. They fake a sweep and go up with a quarterback draw. And he only gets a couple, maybe 3 or 4 yards. We'll bring up a 2nd and 6. That was the quarterback, Cole Hansen, was a ball carrier. So this is a pretty important possession, somewhat early in this game for North Bend. They get the ball, he fakes right, he's got a man wide open, he's at the 50, the 40, they're trying to punch the ball out, not able to do so.
What an excellent play call right there. We actually saw Ashland run something very, very similar early on in this game.
There is a flag. And right you are, we did see a play like that. What I found most impressive on that read by Hansen right there, he was going to go right for a screen, but there was an Ashland defender just kind of baiting him and was just chomping at the bit to get a pick 6. So he read that and made the play downfield.
Yeah, but the call is coming back with the illegal man downfield.
Gets called back, so all for nothing there, and they'll redo the down. So it's going to bring up a second and we'll call it 11 for North Bend. They're on their own about 19-yard line. They get the snap. They throw it right. And he's got some daylight. He's going to get some yards, about 4 or 5 on the play. That was Jorge on the reception. Jorge is a senior for this North Bend Ball Club. And third down. So important third down for both teams right here. Pretty important, quite a game. North Bend in the shotgun. They've got 3 receivers on the far side. He's looking left. He's going there. And oh, what a tackle that was by Caden Gardner.
And a flag is down.
I think it's going to be on that tackle.
He tackled up high a little bit, but I'm unsure if this...
There is no flag. I was just about to say, it wasn't a face mask. It wasn't a horse collar. Like DeAndre said, he just tackled him up high. So it kind of looked like maybe there was something there, but there wasn't. Refs make the right call, and there's a 4th and 5. So a huge stop for the Grizzlies. Negra's back deep to receive. And here's the snap. And the punt from Mickelson. And it's going to take a couple bounces, and Negra will just let it go, and North Bend will down it at the Ashland 37-yard line. So that's where JoJo and the Grizzlies will take over. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back after this message.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
And we welcome you back to this game of the week. And JoJo hands it off to Gavin White up the middle, full head of steam. It's about 6 yards there. We'll bring up a second and about 4. So we are at 10 minutes left in this first half. So these last possessions from both teams was the first time that we didn't see them score in the game. They had scored every drive leading up, but both teams were unsuccessful to score this time. So the defense is locking down somewhat. As White gets, no, it's a fake to White. JoJo has it on the far side. He gets the first down. It's a good fake, and heads up play by White to just keep acting like he had the ball. He definitely had me fooled over there for a second, as Harrower had it on the far side. So huge first down right there for Ashland. So they look to their coach and get the play call. Grizzlies down 2. They were unsuccessful in their first 2 point-after attempts of the game. And JoJo gets the ball. He throws right. Dangerous pass to Negra, but he does get a penalty flag. This might be a pass interference in favor of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Bulldog just got there slightly early on that play right there. He was ready to time it just perfectly. I thought he was going to go for the interception attempt right there, but instead he went for the big hit and got there slightly late.
So that's going to be a first down. It's going to move the sticks for Ashland. And they're on the North Bend 35-yard line. So they're getting pretty deep into Bulldog territory. Here's a snap. JoJo looking left. He's got Lenners. Lenners trying to make a cut up field. He's dragging the defender for what seemed like an eternity, and he gets a first down. Great play right there by the senior Crosby Lenners. And we mentioned last week, he was hurt for a couple of games. They just did not seem like the same team without Lenners. So it's good to see him back, and good to see this Ashland offense just back to what we were seeing earlier in the year when he was healthy.
Yeah, first time him touching the ball tonight.
JoJo gets a snap. It's a screen to the left. It falls incomplete. Intended receiver was Gardner. So I'll bring up a second down. So we're at the 8:42 mark in the second quarter. And the Grizzlies have a trio of receivers on the far side. Negra, Lenners is over there. And Satyrin. JoJo gets a snap. He's pitching left to Gavin White. Gavin White has a cutback, and he gets some yards. I'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Grizzlies. Shaking up North Bend player. So he gets to his feet. Sebastian Smith was the one slow to get up, but he appears to be okay, and he'll stay in the game. And it's 3rd and 4. JoJo in the shotgun. Man in motion. It's Negra. They fake it to Negra. Hand off to White. White's got daylight. He's got a touchdown. Touchdown, Ashland.
Explosive play after explosive play in this game by both teams, but that one, the great almighty Gavin White, once again for the Ashland Grizzlies this season, finds the end zone. But as I said on that long run for the Bulldogs, that is thanks to the front 5. You know, that front 5 right there, making that gaping hole for Gavin White to find the end zone pretty easily.
That was an impressive one. He went untouched on that run. It was a good misdirection.
Back shoulder throw. Caden lays out for it. And it's incomplete.
So that's the 3rd point after that's unsuccessful for Ashland. They do find themselves up, however, 18-14. And we'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back after this message.
Diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
So welcome back. The score on the John L. scoreboard: Ashland 18, North Bend 14. And you're watching the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Here's the kickoff. It goes out of bounds, so a good start for North Bend. And they'll get the ball. So for North Bend, this is an important possession because now they're the ones that are trailing. They did kick off to start the game, so they'll receive in the second half. As we are just now under 8 minutes lot of fireworks in this game so far. A lot of touchdowns. Ortega had one, Wilder, Saturin, and then Gavin White just had one. North Bend in a pistol, and they're going to hand it off, and he gets met. That was Caden Gardner with the hit. So bring up a 2nd and 6. It's a decent run in terms of yardage, nonetheless. So brings up a 2nd and 6. And there looked to be a false start by a receiver on the far side there. And that's what this call will be. That was Daniel Jorge, who's made some pretty good plays early on in this game. Just jumped a little early, and that'll bring up a 2nd and long for North Bend. And here's a snap, looking left, going left, and he's got the first down.
Another playmaker right there, Aiden Nelson.
Aiden Nelson, he's having a big night so far. He's had a big hit on the defensive side. He's made some good plays on the offensive side. He's doing everything. So we're at about 6:40 left in this first half. North Bend getting close to midfield. Quarterback sneak here. He's going to get tackled. There is a penalty flag. A lot of flags in this game. This one's going to go against North Bend, so that'll back them up. So that'll bring up 1st and long, 1st and 20. And pressure from Ashland, not able to get to the quarterback as he escapes. Gets a couple of yards, Cole Hansen. So 2nd and 15 here for North Bend. 3 receivers on the far side. They get the snap. He's getting pressured and he gets sacked for the first time tonight. Talon Hernandez, the senior, on the senior night with a sack. He's made a couple big plays on the defensive side in this game already. That's going to bring up a 3rd and very long. So North Bend gonna finding themselves in a hole right here. They're down by 4, and now they're facing a 3rd and 21. Here's the snap. Hansen, incomplete. JoJo was there in coverage, breaking up the pass. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And Caden Negra is going to be back deep to return. So a huge stop right there for the Grizzlies on the defensive side. We've seen the defenses. The first quarter was the tail of the offenses. The second quarter has been more on the defensive side. However, Ashland was able to score a touchdown in their last possession. Here's a punt, and it's not a very good punt this time. It's going to have a net of about 8 yards.
Ashland starting this drive off with excellent field position, which we know has been a very great thing for them this season. Starting the ball in the opposing team's territory, they have a very high successful rate this season when they get the ball in this situation. I expect them to put the ball in the air a little bit more right here and exploit those taller receivers on the smaller cornerbacks.
Harrower, Gardner in motion. It's going to be a handoff to White. White goes up the middle. Good second effort. See backpedals and gets a couple more yards after initial contact. So this is good field position for Ashland. They've got the lead. It's inside of 5 minutes left in the first half. This would be huge if they could get some points out of this. It's a handoff, fake handoff. JoJo telling his receivers to get downfield. Now he's got pressure, and he's going to take off and get about a yard. So that'll bring up a third down for the Grizzlies. So third down here. Third and 5, a very important 3rd and 5 right here. Harrower gets it. He's looking left. He finally throws it. He was looking for Satyrin, not able to get him.
Throws the ball just behind him.
So they're on the opponent's 40-yard line. It's somewhat good field possession. Your offense has been moving the ball well all night. It almost doesn't look like they're going to bring in their punt team. It appears they're going to go for it. And honestly, I like the play call here. You're pretty well in their position. Your defense has been doing good the last couple of possessions. Just see what you can do, because if they can convert this 4th down, that's going to be huge for the Grizzlies. Here's Harrower. He gets a snap. He throws it. He's got a man. Caden Gardner.
Once again, big play on 3rd or 4th down all season. An excellent play call right there for the Grizzlies. Right down the seam. Gardner goes, and another big play to the tight end.
I said I like the play call, and that's exactly why. Because Ashland can really move the ball. They were well into the field position there. That would have just been such a drive kill to just punt it away. So I love the call right there by the head coach Lenners. He made the right one. And what a beautiful pass and catch that was for the Grizzlies. As they have 24 points in this first half. So for almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family-run Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. So they're going to attempt a point after here. They've got a 10-point lead. See if JoJo can nail this one. Here's the snap. It's up. Looks good. The ref signals it's good. So Ashland on the John L. Scott scoreboard, 25. North Bend, 14. There's 3:20 left to go in this first half. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season, thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz!
And welcome back to the game of the week. JoJo squibs it. And that's a live ball. North Bend able to recover. Heads up play right there by North Bend to pounce on that. Isaiah DeBella, the junior, was the one to fall on that. Good play by him to pick that up, because that would have been Ashland ball, and they would have been in business. So out comes North Bend. They have been held scoreless in the second quarter. And the Ashland fans are letting them know. Here's a snap, rolls back, it's a screen. It gets red.
Perfectly played right there by Ashland.
Talon Hernandez there to stop that, along with some other Grizzlies.
He has been everywhere tonight, breaking up play after play. Hernandez has played his best game of the season here on senior night.
Here's a snap.
There he is
again. There he is again.
Tackle.
Talon Hernandez. There again. So third down. We're under 3 minutes left in the first half. 25-14 Ashland. What a game this has been. If you like offense and points, this is the game for you. There's North Bend. They get the snap. Fake. And he's going to be stopped. This time, Caden Gardner and Aiden Welch were there on the stop. That's going to bring up a fourth down. Looks like North Bend's pulling the offense. They're going to punt it on a 4th and 1.
Exactly what the Grizzlies wanted to do to end off this half is get the ball back into the hands of their playmakers. Hopefully they can put some more points up on this board and make this game a little bit more out of reach with the 3-score lead.
There's a whistle. We'll see what this is. Possibly a timeout. And they were moving the ball back. The ball was spotted a little off. So Ashland, the formation they're in on the defensive side, they're definitely looking for a fake. And there is the fake. And broke a couple tackles. Looks like he got the first down. That's a first down for North Bend. So Ashland saw that coming. They were definitely lined up for a fake punt.
Problem was they all stacked the box in the inside. They had about 10 guys on the inside and none on the outside, and that's exactly where North Bend went right there on that play, attacking the outside edge.
And I like that call as well from North Bend. Go for it on that 4th and 1. Get a first down. They needed it right here. And there's a pass. It falls incomplete. Lucky that didn't ricochet into an Ashland defender's hands, as there were a couple of defenders in the vicinity of that ball, but it falls to the ground for the incompletion. I'll bring up second down.
Yeah, it seems as if the Ashland defense tonight are more so not ball hawking. They're just making sure that they're there to make those tackles. We've seen on several attempts right here through the air, the safeties come up and just stump their feet at the receivers to make them drop their ball or just let them know their presence.
So here's a throw to the near sideline. What a hit guess who? Talon Hernandez. There is a whistle, though. I don't see
There
a
is
flag.
a timeout there by North Bend, trying to get some points up here.
So timeout from North Bend. We will stay right here. We're a minute 15 to halftime. And Medford is your sport ground where the West Coast comes to play. Visit travelmedford.org/sports to learn more about the many tournament venues, outdoor opportunities, and the event calendar to find out what's going on. So North Bend was able to get a first down there. And for them, that was a much needed first down as they need some points headed in this halftime. They've been scoreless this quarter, and it's really hurting them right now because Ashland has not been held scoreless. They've scored 13 points this quarter. So here comes North Bend out of the timeout. They're in the shotgun, and they've got 4 receivers. It fakes the handoff. His receiver slipped. It looked like he caught it, but it bounced in there, and he trapped it, and that's ruled incomplete. It's going to bring up second down. So the 7-1 Bulldogs on the John L. Scott scoreboard are down 25-14 to the Ashland Grizzlies. North Bend scrambling, and he'll just throw it away. Hanson, the quarterback for North Bend, just throws it away. That'll bring up a third down. We're inside of a minute. So this Ashland defense has really gotten into a rhythm in the second quarter. We haven't seen Sean Wilder in quite a while for North Bend. He has 2 huge plays for North Bend on the night. And he's the one who gets the ball here. Wilder trying to find some room. He finds nothing. That was stuffed out by Ashland. Colin Lawrence was there for the stop. So North Bend faces a 4th and 10. As they took another timeout, they've got 1 remaining. So this is an important play. So they're going for it. 4th and 10. We're inside a minute. We're down to 43 seconds. The Ashland crowd, there's a lot of them on hand for this homecoming, or this senior night, rather. Here's the snap. There's a whistle and a flag. Possibly an offsides.
Offside on Ashland. Oh, that hurts. Now turning a 4th and long into a 4th and short. Be about a 4th and 2 here. Let's see if North Bend changed up the play call a little bit here to get their playmaker the ball in the backfield.
I think if you're Ashland, you've got to keep your eyes on Sean Wilder. They've done a good job this quarter of stopping North Bend from any big plays, but now more than ever, they've got to keep their eyes on Wilder. He's going to get the ball on a fake. Quarterback keeper.
And
I don't think he made it.
Stop by that Ashland defense.
Yep, they stopped Cole Hansen, who kept it on a keeper. And that's a big stop for this Ashland defense. They have really come to play in the second quarter. Really opening it up for their offense.
And with 2 timeouts left and 35 seconds left to go in this half, the Ashland offense can move the ball down the field very, very quickly, as we've seen all season. So I expect the ball in the air quite a bit. I don't think it'll touch the ground any here through the run game. But let's see how quick can they get down the field here.
Harrower goes left. He's got Lenners. Lenners is going to get out of bounds, stop the clock. We're at 32 seconds.
3 seconds off the clock, but 12 yards later.
And that's how you do it. Just have the receiver run to the first down marker, throw it to the outside, get out of bounds. That's how to do it. Harrower, 5 receivers. He's alone in the shotgun. He finds Satyurin. Satyurin not able to haul it in.
Tried to run before he had the ball in his hands. Satyurin has been very reliable in that spot on those curls and comebacks all season for Joe Harrower. Found him, just could not complete the play.
That might be okay. That might have burned a lot of time on the clock because he caught that in about the middle of the field. Here's Harrower. He drops back. Now he's got Gardner. His knee might have come down on the initial contact. There's a flag.
The flag down.
Let's see what the flag is. In the vicinity of pass interference. Looks like this is going to go against North Bend. Chain gang standing still on that far sideline. There's a personal foul face mask on North Bend.
And a timeout for Ashland. Moving the ball down the field pretty quickly in 15 seconds, starting this drive around their own 30-yard line now in the red zone of North Bend.
How about the play from Caden Gardner tonight? What a game he's had. He's made several big catches, several stops, and he had that big 4th down completion touchdown earlier in the game. I think that was the biggest play of the first half, was that 4th down call that Ashland had. They opted to go for it, and it paid dividends as they got the touchdown and enhanced their lead.
Only 15 seconds off the clock so far to end this quarter, starting this drive at 35 seconds on the clock. Harrower drops back, tosses the ball. Gavin White with a touchdown for Ashland. What a play call. With the wheel route, just getting right over, using his speed to the back of the end zone to end up this first half with a bang. Ashland goes up 31-14 on the John L. Scott scoreboard.
Gavin White's 2nd touchdown of the night. And it's 31-14 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Here's a point after. And he got it. So Ashland has just erupted in the second quarter. 20 points. And they've held North Bend to nothing. It's North Bend team 7-1. Ashland 4-3. But what's important for Ashland right now, they cannot let up. Just because they have a 18-point lead, they've got to still execute. They've got to keep their foot on the throttle here, because North Bend receives in the second half, and one score could put them back in this game. So it's almost halftime. There's only 12 seconds. Each team only has one timeout. So North Bend doesn't have much time here. So So we'll see what they can do when they get the ball. Right now, if you're Ashland, you've just got to stick with the basics and just make sure you make good tackles and don't miss any. And there's a squib kick, and it was muffed. But fortunately for North Bend, they were able to recover it. That's Jackson Swanson was able to pounce back on it. We've seen that a couple of times tonight. A squib kick that was muffed, but North Bend was able to recover it both times. So no time came off the clock, so there's still 12 seconds. They've got the ball on their own 34-yard line, so they've got 66 yards ahead of them. Ashland showing a prevent defense. They've got a lot of people in the secondary. North Bend just hands it off, and North Bend's got some daylight here. The ball comes out. I think it was down. Ref signaling is down. They only had one timeout. I think they got a timeout. The ref signaling on the far sideline, and the coach is out onto the field. That coach is Gary Prince.
3 seconds left on the clock there.
So there's still 3 seconds. We're not quite to halftime. 3 seconds. And the refs are signaling the timeout. So the teams will huddle up, and then we'll have the final play of the half. What should be the final play of the half. So Ashland has a timeout remaining. We'll see if they use it here or if they'll just keep it. Here comes North Bend. They've talked it over. I don't think there's much to talk over. If you're North Bend, they're just going to throw it deep to the end zone to see if they can come up with a miracle here. So Ashland in the prevent defense, only rushing 3. Here's the snap. They're looking to toss it left. They do. Trying to get a convoy out there, but he doesn't have it. And on the far sideline, he gets brought down at about the 22-yard line. He's slow to get up. That was Wilder on the catch and run. And that's going to do it for this first half. The score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, Ashland 32, North Bend 14. We'll take a commercial break and we'll be back.
Are very curious about your new family member.
Hello. We built her so we could get a family plan.
Well, with U.S. Cellular, it's just $19.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines.
Oh.
I guess we don't need a 4th line anymore.
This is awkward.
U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Visit U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, Southern Oregon's exclusive authorized agent for U.S. Cellular, now serving Roseburg and Klamath Falls. See SOUScellular.com for details.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz!
I ride the bus because it helps me get places on my own terms. Another day, another ride. And it's all thanks to Sophie. Everybody say hello to Sophie.
We ride the bus to get to school. We used to carpool from Medford, but this way, we don't have to worry about gas or parking.
Another day, another opportunity for David to be a public menace.
Hey!
Whoa!
And we welcome you back to the Lithia Super Sword Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net, powered by US Cellular at Siskiyou. We're about to start the second half here. Ashland leads on the John L. Scott scoreboard, 32-14.
It was a dominant first half by the Ashland Grizzlies through the air, on the ground, getting their playmakers the ball. Caden Gardner, Gavin White scoring 2 each. It was a very good first half for them, some explosive plays on special teams, and to end off that first half in that second quarter, the defense came alive for the Grizzlies as they get ready to start this start this half on the field and set the tone for what the rest of this game may look like.
And the kickoff. North Bend receives it, gets a couple yards, and they'll take over in their own territory.
Decent field position here.
Yep.
Starting around the their 32-yard line.
Morris was on the return. And so we'll see what North Bend can do. They were held scoreless in that second quarter. The first quarter, however, they scored 14 points.
And Sean Wilder is the case of it. So I would like to see them get their playmaker the ball back and give him some open space, and the offensive line keep working their way.
I think this first possession is just critical for North Bend. This is really going to set the tone for the rest of the game, because if you score here, then it's just a 2-possession game. But if you don't, you're already down 3 possessions, and then you're giving this high-powered offense the ball back. That just wouldn't suit them well. I would say for North Bend, they've got to get something going. And here's a busted play.
And a fumble, and Ashland recovers it. It's Jacob Ortega on the ball.
A busted play. There was some confusion about which way the running back was going to get the handoff, so Hansen had no choice on the busted play to just run himself. He does, and he fumbles. And Ashland takes over. So what I was just saying, the thing that they didn't want to happen most just happened, and now this offense has the ball back. Harrower pumps left, goes left. He's got Linners.
What a job to come back to the ball by Crosby, spotting it in the air, reading the cornerback and seeing him and showing late hands. What a veteran receiver move right there to show late hands, not show where the ball is going, and comes up with the snag he does right there to get his team down the field here early in this third quarter. And the Grizzlies are pouncing on this Bulldog.
And here's the snap. Harrower keeps it. He's trying to get to the right, but he gets stopped before he could get any further and thrown to the turf. He didn't gain a lot, if any, on the play. It's now second and goal for the Grizzlies. So if Ashland can score here, they might be putting this game away already, and we're just underway here in this third quarter. Got a lot of receivers in the game right now, and they're going to him. It's Negra. Incomplete. Penalty flag.
Pass interference right there on the defense.
So that's going to be half the distance to the goal and a fresh set of downs. So Ashland's going to have a first down and goal from inside the 5-yard line. So everything going Ashland's way right now. This North Bend team, only one loss on the year. It was at Mazama. They lost 67-21. Here's the snap. JoJo drops back, pumps left, goes left. He's got Lenners again, but this time he overshoots it just a little. Lenners can't get under it, and it's second and goal.
Once again, we've seen Joe progressively add touch to his ball all season. At the beginning of this season, he had a problem with just shooting straight lasers to his receivers. Fastballs, some may say, but later in this season, we've seen him put a touch on the ball as the pitch out to Gavin White, and he's in for his third of the night. Gavin White with the hat trick on this senior night here in Ashland, Oregon.
And they extend their lead to a commanding 24 points. And JoJo will be back to attempt an extra point. This Ashland offense, they're coming off of last week where they scored 52 points. So they'll be trying to hit that total tonight. JoJo, kick is up. I don't think he got that one. He doesn't. But nonetheless, the damage is done. Ashland's up by 24. So Gavin White having himself a night. He's got 3 touchdowns. Table Rock Sports thanks our great sponsors, including the John L. Scott Real Estate Scoreboard and our longtime friends from Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon. Ashland will kick it off. There's 9:31 left in the third. The game is starting to get away from North Bend. The Ashland defense has just really locked in since the second quarter. It's not the first time we've seen that this year. We've seen opposing teams come in here and score in the first quarter and then not score again. So it's not the first time. This defense can really adapt well. So JoJo's got it teed up. He's going to kick it off. Here's the kick, and it looks like it's gonna go out of bounds. But yes, from a quarterback standpoint, you are right, DeAndre. He has quite noticeably in the last couple of weeks, he's adding more touch on the ball, and it's taking what was already a very good quarterback to that upper tier. He's turning into a great quarterback. And come playoff team, this Ashland team's gonna be a tough team.
Once again, they're clicking at the right time here towards this end of the season. 2 big games here back to back, really putting on a show on the offensive end. Last week putting up 52 points against Sweet Home, and already with 38 here in this third quarter.
And the defense added again. Callan Hernandez was there. Gardner was there. And C.J. McClennan was there, the senior. Hernandez has just been everywhere tonight. He's had himself a night. Here's a snap. North Bend. And they get positive yardage on
the ball
here.
was bobbled while he was in the air.
Was his, I thought I saw his knee down right before all that, and that's what the ref was calling for. The Ashland sideline did not like the call at all. We're inside of 9 minutes. 24-point lead on the John L. Scott scoreboard. North Bend trying to get something going. They've been scoreless. And they keep running the ball up the middle, and Ashland's defense is just right there. That was DeBella, the ball carrier. This Ashland front seven is just winning down in the trenches. In the first quarter, they were somewhat losing in the trenches, but since then, it just hasn't been the case. North Bend drops back. Looking for Daniel Jorge, incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 10. You almost wonder, down 24, inside of 8 minutes. You almost wonder if this is 4th down territory for North Bend. So here's the snap. Hansen drops back. He's looking left, and he gets smacked. Callan Hernandez came from the blind side, and he had his biggest tackle of the night, and he's had a great night.
Have yourself a senior night, Mr. Hernandez.
And Hansen is limping off the field after that one. That was probably the biggest hit I've seen all year. Wow. 4th and long. It's no longer 4th down territory. They've got to punt this away. And Negra is back deep. It might get blocked. Just got it off. Takes a North Bend bounce. See what they mark it. It's going to be right at about the 30. They're going to call it the 30. That's where Ashland's going to take over.
Wow, what a hit.
That was a huge hit. And Hansen just never saw him coming. And because he pumped left, he was looking left, and Hansen came around on that blind side and just, wow.
Yeah, I think that's the best sack we've seen all season for Hernandez there. That was wide open, perfect blitz, perfect rush, and he's having himself a perfect game.
He's been a factor, that's for sure. He's one of those in that front seven that's just holding down the trenches for Ashland, making life very difficult for North Bend. The quarterback, Hansen, is still out on the field. He plays defensive back as well, the senior does, and he's still hobbling around from that hit. So Ashland's going to take over. They're up 24. Their offense has scored all but 2 possessions in the entire game.
I'm unsure how smart it is to keep Hansen out there on the field, especially with him being hobbled the way he is. And with the deep threats that Ashland has, you know, if he can't catch up with his speed with them, this drive could end fast if they get out to the edge.
Here's Gavin White on a sweep right. He gets swallowed up in the backfield there. Champlin was there to stop him. And right you are, I'd almost, they have Nager on the outside there. I'd go right at him. I'd go right at Cole Hansen. He's hobbling around a little bit, noticeably. And you have one of your best receivers on that far side, number 88. Just tell him to go deep. Nager reminds me of Mike Evans. He's an NFL player for the Buccaneers. It's kind of who he reminds me of. He's just a very tall receiver as JoJo gets sacked here, and he might be out. He hit the turf hard. He might be out. That was a scary hit. And we're going to go to break. JoJo is on the ground now. We're going to go break, and we'll hope he's okay.
My name is Mason Mahaffey. I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families that we are helping save money.
Welcome you back to the action as Harrower is being taken to the sideline, and we definitely hope he's okay. The very talented player for the Grizzlies. He's only a junior.
So we see Jacob Ortega is in at quarterback now. Replacing Joe Harrower. Hoping he's okay. And it's ball off to Gavin White. Gavin White tries to find the edge, and there are flags thrown on this play. Holding on the offense in this decline. That'll be 4th down to Ashland.
So 4th down for Ashland. They'll punt it away. We're under the 6-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. And Wilder is back deep to receive the punt from Ortega. Here it is. And it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. Shanked it a little bit.
That'll give the Bulldogs great field position.
So North Bend takes over. Down 24. They do have a lot of time left on this clock, and they have great field position. Let's see what they can do, because if they can score quickly, they might find themselves back in this game. Here's the snap. Rolling right. There's a flag. He's got a receiver open. And that's going to be a penalty on North Bend. So that was a holding on North Bend, and that'll back them up. And we'll replay the down. And
we'll get a timeout here.
Timeout. And that was a timeout for Ashland. So here comes North Bend. Still not out of it. In the pistol. Hand off to Wilder. Wilder gets a couple of yards, gets met by Ortega after about, it seemed about 5 yards. And that's going to bring up a second down. We're inside of 5 minutes in the third.
You know, after a play like we saw on the Ashland offensive end when Joe Harrer went down, you would find these young players coming out playing a little bit more timid, as they are way too young and kind of get spooked with plays like that. You know, it's very dangerous to see, and not a fun play to see a teammate of yours or an opponent of yours go down in that fashion at all. So far in this drive, we've seen both teams not hit as hard. We've seen both teams not go head up on those collisions like we've seen all game, and they made very soft tackles, because we've seen Jacob Ortega right there on that head up run just come up and completely lay the running back out. So you see a little bit more timid play right now, except for that hit right there by Caden, who just came out of nowhere right there. But what a pickup of about 5.
Fourth
for
down.
the Bulldog.
They're going to go for it. It is fourth and a somewhat manageable here. We'll see what North Bend can do, as they desperately want to convert this down. Bad snap. Wilder gets it. He might be short. Well, on the second effort, it looks like he's actually going to be right at the marker. He might have got it. So a good second effort by Wilder in a crucial fourth down. They're going to get it. Time's chipping away. We're under 3:30 in the third. And like you were saying, Harrower was out on the last possession. We have not seen him return to the game. There's a medical tent on the Ashland sideline, and that's where he's at. It's 3:17. North Bend, just ever since that first quarter ended, just very hard to get anything going. And even now, it's still very challenging for them to get anything. But they're keeping this drive alive. Hansen gets a snap. He's looking right. He goes right. He's got a man. First down. And he's going to be brought down at about the 6. That was Nelson. So they're hurrying back to the line, trying to get a touchdown. Here's the snap. Wilder, nothing. Ashland's defense was right there. So we're approaching about 2.5 minutes now. North Bend in shotgun. Getting pressured. His
Another
hands
flag
in, he's
down.
rolling right. He's got his man, touchdown. But
I thought it was a flag down, excuse me. It was a mouthpiece that flew onto the field.
so 38-20. That's not an insurmountable lead by any means, and they're going to go for 2 to actually try to make this a 2-possession game. Here's Hansen awaits a snap. Here it is. Wilder. Did he get it? It's going to be close. He did not. He was close, but just not quite enough. And we're going to take a commercial break to score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Ashland 38, North Bend 20.
Jeep Adventure Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new 23 Jeep Gladiator and Cherokee 4x4 models, or test drive a new 23 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Welcome back to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. Ashland and North Bend. So, North Bend just scored and make things interesting again. It's 38-20.
About 2 minutes to go here in this quarter. Ashland without their starting quarterback. They do have a few backups.
And here's the kick. It's a squib. And heads up play by Lawrence there to just fall on it.
We've seen Jack Marcourt come in at quarterback for them some this season. Oscar Hernandez, also another 10th grader. So they do have a few backup quarterbacks on this roster, but it looks like they'll stick with Jacob Ortega after his big touchdown completion earlier in this game.
That was a beautiful ball he had earlier in the game. He found Caden Negra for 6 on a deep pass in the end zone. Here's Gavin White. He'll take the snap. He gets it. Cuts right. And he gets about almost up to the first down marker. He gets 9 on a first down carry. So I think if you're Ashland for the rest of the game, just choose some clock. Make it hard for them to get the ball back and just run the ball. And I intend that that's what they're going to keep on doing.
And, you know, it's very effective, especially when you have 2 running backs in the backfield like Jacob Ortega and Gavin White. When you have them in the backfield together as a linebacker or a defensive lineman, it's a scary sight, you know, to see both of them and you don't know who's getting the ball on a play. It's something. Right here we see Jacob Ortega and a flag down, but a first down pickup if the play stands.
Yeah, that looked to be in the vicinity of holding.
And that's exactly what the play call is.
Yep, anytime that ball is thrown by the umpire, that's usually the grounds for holding. That's the case here. So that'll back them up, so they'll replay it down. The umpire, that's what he's doing. He's looking at that offensive line. He's looking for holds. So that's what they're doing there. And we'll see Ortega take the snap again. Gets it. He's dropping back to pass. He's got Satyurin. Satyurin gets a lot of those yards back, and he's got a first down. And You were mentioning a second ago, it is quite the duo back there. It's a wildcat type of formation with these two running backs. We've talked about all year how these kids, both White and Ortega, are extremely talented. So 1st and 10, third quarter's winding down. We're inside of 40 seconds. Ortega's taking his time. And rightfully so. Just chew a lot of clock. He's ready for it, gets it, hands it off to White. White gets a couple yards.
Yeah, with the change at quarterback with Jacob Ortega, I'm happy to see Joe Herrera walking on the sideline with his own power. He has ice to his chest, probably a little out of breath after that hit. Probably knocked the breath out of him. But I'm happy to see him walking on his own power. He is out of uniform currently, ladies and gentlemen, but we're thankful that he can walk on his own power right now. As we come to a close of that third quarter, going into the fourth, as the Ashland Grizzlies are on a drive down.
And we're going to take a break. The score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, Ashland 38, North Bend 20. We'll come back with the fourth quarter action up ahead.
Table Rock Sports and the Ashland Football Club welcome you to 2023 live streaming coverage of Ashland Grizzly football on TableRockSports.net. You'll see the big plays and the big games from the 4A Special District 4 matchups against Hidden Valley and the Klamath and Coastal schools. The Ashland Football Club is able to partner with Table Rock Sports for coverage this season thanks to the generous support of these sponsors you see on the screen. Rogue Credit Union, Ashland Dental and Oral Health, Ashland Homes Real Estate, the Oak Tree Northwest Bar and Grill, People's Bank, where they put people first, Ashland Drug at 53 North 2nd Street, and Reinhold and O'Hara Insurance are helping connect you with the Grizzlies this fall. Please say thanks and support their businesses when possible. Go Grizz.
And welcome back to the game of the week. Gavin White gets it along the right side. And he's going to get the first down on a sweep to the right. The first play of the fourth quarter. So Ashland is really taking their time. They're just trying to chew some clock, make it very difficult for North Bend. First down.
They're also moving the ball really well down the field with these two running backs back here in the backfield, Gavin White and Jacob Ortega. We've even seen a pass completion from Jacob Ortega.
Here's White. He hands it off to Negra on a sweep. Negra.
And another flag thrown.
Might be a hold again. The flag was thrown on the far side of the field. Let's see what it was. And it's a hold. So what appears, and I'll just say appears, to be a passing down. But with these two running backs, you never know. So 1st and 18. White awaits the snap.
And it will be a false start on Jacob Ortega. I was wondering if the referee would pull that flag out right there.
So Ashland going backwards to start this fourth quarter. The clock is at 10:28 right now.
Yeah, and this could be big for the Bulldogs to get a stop here on this drive and try to get back and score quickly to get themselves back into this game. Ashland just running the clock.
Here's a snap. Almost got away from White. He made a good effort to get that back. Tosses it right to Ortega. Ortega's got room under near sideline. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Ashland. Jacob Ortega.
A play right there off the botch snap. Pitching it out to the outside, but that was a perfectly sealed edge by Caden Negra. I said this earlier in the game, the outside receivers on this Ashland team love to block for their running backs, and that was a perfect example. He came back to the play to make that block and pin down those linemen and get Jacob Ortega out to the outside. What a play there made by the skilled players of the Ashland Grizzlies, as I think they're kind of forced here to go for 2 without their starting quarterback / kicker / safety / Mr. Do-It-All.
Mr. Do-It-All, yep. So here's the snap. It'll go to Gavin White. He's got some room, but my gracious, did that room close quickly, and he's not able to get it. But Ashland still got a 44-20 lead. That may have put this game away. Ashland gets huge points on the touchdown run by Ortega. What a big run it was. And they find themselves up 44-20 with 9:48 left. We just want to say thank you to all our sponsors, including Conger Morris Funeral Directors of Southern Oregon, so Ashland just scored here, and we're inside of 10 minutes. That might have really sealed it for Ashland. 24 points is the lead, and North Bend hasn't scored 24 all game.
Yeah, it'll make for a very, very difficult comeback, of course, here. But anything is possible. You have plenty of time. You come out here and you score quickly, and then a couple onside kicks with scores, and we have ourselves a ball game.
Right you are. We saw that on the college level last week. Colorado State came back from, a 3-touchdown deficit in about 3 minutes. So anything can happen. Ortega has it teed up. And the kick is going to be returned by Wilder. Wilder's the speedster. Got to watch out for him, but he gets tripped up. And so North Bend will take over. So if they can really move the ball very quickly here and get a score, that would be huge for them, and a 2-point. That's one part where this Ashland team needs to get better, in my opinion. This isn't the first game we've seen that they've struggled with point afters and struggled with converting on points after the touchdown. Come playoff time, they're going to need to improve on that.
Going up against teams like Marshfield, and Mazama, you gotta convert on everything. You can't just sit there and leave points on the board.
With how talented their offense is, you almost wonder if should just go for 2 every time.
Honestly, I think that could be very beneficial, but it also, just like on this last 2-point conversion, we can see it can hurt them as well. We've seen that several times this season from the Grizzlies, and it's a hit or miss on each. It doesn't matter if it's a kick or a 2-point conversion. So 2 is better than 1, though. So
Hansen drops back. The ball was hit by his intended receiver, and it was almost intercepted by the Grizzlies, but it falls to the ground.
And look who was on that pass breakup again. Mr. Hernandez having the game of his life right now.
He's been everywhere tonight.
I do want to commend the coaching staff of the Grizzlies this season. You know, finishing off this game, if they finish it off with the W, they're flipping around a one-win season and finishing this season with a winning record, regardless of what happens next week, if they can hold on and finish off this game. What a tremendous turnaround for Coach Lenners and the crew.
It's been a day and night difference, and we knew going into the season, we were told by Matt Dirks of the Ashland Football Club that this team had a lot of upperclassmen and a lot of size, and that's what it takes to win on this level. And right he was. He told us that this could be a big, exciting year, and it has been so far.
And I really think the trip to Japan this past summer really helped this team, you know, come together as one and allowed them to really know who each other are from a personal level. We see them as a brotherhood so far this season. If one man goes down, you see them all constantly huddling around them and trying their best to make sure that their teammates are okay.
So they're really stacking the box. Quarterback sneak. I think he got it. Because depending on the spot, or based on the spot rather, it looks like he got it. So that's going to be a first down for North Bend. We're right at about 9 minutes and 22 seconds left in this game. Ashland a commanding lead. North Bend trying to play catch up. North Bend actually had 14 of these 20 points in the first quarter. Busted play. Hansen throws it out to the far side. It's caught, but for a minimal gain. That was Nelson on the catch. So we're inside of 9 minutes, 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation. Hansen drops back.
And a interception by Ashland's playmaker this game.
Gardner. Caden Gardner, the senior.
What a senior night to have for Caden. On both sides of the ball tonight, he has performed tremendously.
And I think that one certainly iced this game. I think it can be rest assured that Ashland's going to walk out of here with a win tonight. So they have great field position right here. And Crosby Lenners will take the snap. And hand off to Ortega. He's going on the left side. Have to watch out for Ortega. He fumbles it. There is a flag as well. I think North Bend recovered it. The flag's likely holding, but that's probably not going to matter because North Bend pounced on it. It appears it's going to be North Bend ball after a rare mistake by this Ashland offense.
Holding, and it is North Bend's ball after that fumble. Hold your horses, Andrew. This game is not over just yet.
That's right. Still got 8.5 minutes. It certainly looked like it a second ago. But a fumble. That's what turnovers can do. They can really change the momentum of the game. So North Bend takes over, down 24. We're under 8.5. Hansen drops back. He's getting pressured. He steps up in the pocket. He's got a man, but he just missed it. He was looking for Morris. Just couldn't quite get him. Had Morris caught that, that might have been a touchdown. Hansen takes a snap. Wilder on the carry. Wilder gets stopped. About 5 yards on the carry. Third and 5, Hansen in a pistol set. Wilder gets it on a handoff. Appears he has a first down. He does. Under 8 minutes now. Hansen alone in the shotgun. Looking for his receiver. It's picked by Gardner again. Gardner along the right side. He's got one man to beat. Gets hit by Hansen. He's out of bounds. There's a flag.
There are 2 on the play.
Gardner's second pick in the fourth quarter. Pass interference on the defense.
No, blocking the back on the return. That's what the call was. They're blocking the back on the return. We'll bring back that return a little bit, starting this offense around the 25-yard line. But what a second interception, 2 straight drives back-to-back from Caden Gardner. Excellent night for the senior, man.
Gardner's had himself a night. He had a touchdown on a 4th down play early in the game. It was a really close game at that point. Ashland was only up by 4. They went for it in North Bend territory on 4th and 5. And they threw it to Gardner, and he scored a touchdown. That was, I think, the biggest play of the night and the turning point. Lenners awaits the snap. He hands it off to White. White along the right side gets a block from Ortega and Gardner, but he gets dragged down after no gain on the play.
The Grizzlies looking to run this ball to run the clock out here.
Under 7 minutes. Clock continues to run. Lenners still quarterback. Gets the snap, hands it off to Ortega. Ortega along the left side. Gets a decent gain. Going to be a 3rd down. Six minutes left. Ashland appears to just be playing keep away here. I don't think they're really trying all that hard to score at the moment. I think they're just trying to run the clock. White gets the ball on a sweep right. Nowhere to go. He cuts back, makes a spin move.
Oh, wow, what a play.
He pressed the B button right there and picks up the 1st down.
You know, his game really reminds me a lot of Christian McCaffrey. A lot of it. He has a lot of that juke to him. And they're very similar in stature, really. Really similar in stature. I'd say if Gavin can gain about 20 more pounds, boy, that kid would be scary. If he can gain about 20 more pounds, 20 to 30 more pounds, and keep that shiftiness and that speed on him, boy will be special.
That was a Great run there by White. Looked like he didn't have a first down, but great spin move, great second effort. There's a bad snap. Fumble. So Lenners was getting the snap. He was trying to get it and hand it off to White, but on the exchange, just got away from him, and North Bend's got the ball with under 5 minutes left, down 24.
You know, and another thing that this can really shake up this game are the rankings. Right now, Ashland's sitting at number 15 in 4A football on the OSAA website. And North Bend, they're at number 11, sitting at 7-1 on the season, while Ashland are at 4-3. But this game could really shake some things up here in 4A as Ashland gets their second league record, league play game win here. While North Bend, you know, they take their second loss of the season total, but they are 3-1, will be 3-2 after this game record in league play. So this could really shake up some things coming into the playoffs here, and in decisions of playoff rankings and all that good stuff. So we will see after these next 2 weeks, especially as Ashland goes off to face Klamath Union, and North Bend facing the mighty Henley Hornets. So this could really get interesting here towards the end of the season to see where these standings go.
And those Henley Hornets are number 1 as North Bend gets a good play along the right side, the far sideline. That was Isaiah DeBella.
In terms of scheduling, though, you know, this season, Ashland hasn't had an easy schedule by any means. They've already faced Henley. They faced Mazama. They faced Marshfield. You know, they faced these very difficult teams to beat. They've also won very good games this year against North Eugene, against Eagle Point, against Hidden Valley, and an impressive, very, very impressive win last week against Sweet Home. So after these next 2 weeks, I'm sure the Grizzlies are expecting a win next week in hopes of their starting quarterback coming back. But regardless, I'm sure they're expecting a win, and a big-time win at that, against Klamath Union, while North Bend kind of are ending this season right here on a very tough note. They have Henley next week. Henley are currently undefeated. They're a very good team, so if North Bend can figure out that run game and the run stop, you know, then they have a chance. But those Henley Hornets in that run game, just amazing. So we'll love to see how this season pans out going into the playoff season.
That's right. And what both these teams have in common is they've done really well at home. Their losses have been on the road. So Ashland, they had the loss at Henley. They had the loss at Marshfield. They lost to Mazama at home, but Mazama is one of those juggernauts of this class. And then North Bend lost at Mazama, and it appears they're going to lose here tonight on the road. So home field advantage, quite a good thing in high school football to be the home team. Hansen awaits the snap. He gets it. He throws left. It's a first down. So we're under 3 minutes. The story really has been this Ashland defense. The offense has definitely had a good game, but the defense only allowed 6 points in the final 3 quarters of the game. Ortega with the tackle, and looks like they're going to call a penalty on that tackle. Let's see what it was. Face mask. I was about to say it's either a face mask or a horse collar. And so that will be a personal foul and a free 15 yards for North Bend. there's a timeout. It was North Bend who called it. And Table Rock Sports says hello to our nearly 3,000 YouTube subscribers. Join the team at YouTube/Table Rock Sports and get updates when games go live. Hansen awaits a snap. It's a low snap. He gets it. He throws it back, and a bit of a trick play here, but it's incomplete. So they threw it back to Nelson, and he was trying to find a receiver downfield. Just couldn't quite find him. So 2nd and 10. There's a snap. For North Bend, they get a couple yards on the slant. Jorge was the receiver. So 3rd and 6. We're under 2 minutes to play. Hansen gets the snap. He's looking left, pumps left, goes right. Looks like a first down for North Bend. They're taking their 2nd timeout of the half. So we'll stay right here to score on this John L. Scott scoreboard. Ashland 44, North Bend 20. We've got 1:41 left in the game. Both teams break the huddle and come back onto the field. Hansen gets a snap. He's looking right, and he throws a pick to Gardner again. Gardner along the left side. He's got daylight. He cuts it upfield, and he fumbles on a cutback, but it's picked up by Sayurin. Sayurin at the 20. The 10, and he jogs in.
But
Touchdown,
there is
Ashland.
a flag down. A block in the back by Ashland. The coaches are very confused on that play call. And so am I of where the flag was.
That's the 2nd time on a turnover that Ashland's gotten a block in the back in just a couple of minutes' time. So that's going to come back.
Another interception, though, for Caden Gardner. 3 drives, 3 picks. A minute 24 here left.
And Ashland calls a timeout. So that would have been Sayurin's 2nd touchdown of the night. He had one earlier on a 3rd and long. What a night Gardner has had. So out come the Grizzlies. They're on their own 25. We're under 90 seconds to play. Winner's in at QB. Gets a snap. And Gardner running right, trying to get to the edge. He does. There's a flag. Looks like it's going to be a hold. So there's a holding, and that'll back Ashland up. It'll be 1st and long. Lenners gets the snap. He's just going to knee it. Ashland's just going to run the time off the clock and just call it a ball game. So Ashland will improve to 5-3.
Well, hold your horses once again. We have a timeout called.
And final timeout by North Bend. But this will be Ashland's 5th win of the season. 5-3. And they go to Klamath Union next week. So, out of the timeout, North Bend has no timeouts left. Ashland only has one. And I expect this to be one of, if not the last play of the ball game right here. They're just going to knee it on the 2nd and long. Get it. There's the knee. And we're back into action. Ashland gets it. Takes a knee. No more timeouts for North Bend. And we might see another snap.
Sorry, a little difficulty with the camera right there. 15 seconds here on the clock. The Grizz will probably take a penalty there.
For the away game. And eventually this game will end. I might have jinxed it a couple of times. I said it was the end a couple of times, and it never was, but I legitimately think this one might do it. Ortega rolling left. He's pulling a Daniel Orlovsky, and it results in a safety.
So the final score of this game will be your Ashland Grizzlies 44-22 as it appears on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Ashland came, they saw, they conquered a mighty North Bend team for their second win in league play.
And so today's game, it was just a matter of Ashland's offense. It came out, it looked like it was going to be a shootout. The defense really stepped up. Touchdowns by Ortega. He found Negra on a trick play. There was a fake sweep to Negra, and it was a touchdown for Gavin White. A huge fourth down touchdown that was really the turning point in the game to Gardner on a fourth down. And then hit Gavin White on a wheel route. And then the long touchdown by Ortega. Well, that'll do it. We thank you for watching today's broadcast. We'd like to thank Ashland High School Athletic Director Patrick Grady for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net and tonight's broadcast. Special thanks to head coaches Bo Lenners and Gary Prince. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, Ashland 44, North Bend 22. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. With DeAndre Taylor, Sonny Wilkins, I'm Andrew Webb, saying thanks for watching and good night from Ashland High School in Ashland, Oregon.